When that first trailer for Scream 5 dropped, I remember making a video response video that I'll link in the comments below if you want to check it out, talking about how I hope Scream 5 isn't a blatant, direct, or intentional ripoff of our 2018 Ghostface fan film, which as of now, I think it's the second most viewed Scream fan film. I could be wrong. There was a newer one that came out last year that kind of blew ours out of the water. But as far as the type of story Scream 5 was assumingly going to tell based on the contents of that trailer, it sort of seemed like they were either taking cues from our idea or it was just like a big coincidence. My brain's going a million miles an hour. Yeah. Plus there's people commenting on the Ghostface movie about it. Just a bunch of people, including myself, who are kind of speculation because, Hollywood looks at stuff. Not to say that our film was this huge, big, epic masterpiece that deserved the attention of Hollywood or anything. Like, it's that spectacle of a thing. But there were things that I was like, that seems kind of close to ours. And, like, our movie was pretty original, I think, if I could toot my own horn. It wasn't something that was, like, a blatant, like, this is the way the sequel should go. It wasn't, like, an obvious choice. So the fact that Scream 5 did certain things, or at least the trailer said it was going to, seemed kind of weird. Luckily, Scream 5 ended up being its own thing and had nothing really similar to our Ghostface fan film at all. But when the new Scream 6 trailer, the full-length one, finally dropped, there were so many things in that fucking thing that I was like, ooh, this is really close to the contents of our fan film. Do I think the studio ripped us off necessarily? Probably not. I don't think so personally, but it's not out of the realm of possibility either. I mean, it's possible somebody saw that fan film or at least, took a few of the ideas and ran with it. It's possible. Probably not. Again, I don't think Scream 6 or Paramount Pictures ripped off my little $100 Scream fan film, but it is possible, especially considering all the messages I started getting about the trailer without me having to say anything or post anything about it. I started getting messages of people saying like, this seems so much like the Ghostface fan film. And let me explain some of the things, like the stuff about the Ghostface shrine of previous killers. That's straight out of our fan film. Again, not saying they took it from ours, but it's a weird thing for them to take. In our fan film, it's never shown on screen as it is in the trailer for Scream 6. But it's suggested and it's sort of talked about because this killer in our film is a guy who's been collecting the actual weapons and masks and robes used by previous killers, especially Billy Loomis. So that was one thing. The other thing in the trailer is the beat-up old grungy mask. And if you look at our fan film, we have a beat-up old grungy mask. The design's not exactly the same. Ours is sort of a more rotting decay. Stuff's hanging off of it, and there's like black blood tears on it. The new one looks a little bit different than that, obviously, but it's sort of the same concept. And if this movie is really, a used mask by a previous killer, I'm going to assume it's either the mask of Billy or Stu. That's what I would assume the mask is. And in our fan film, the mask used by the killer is literally the mask used by Billy Loomis, stolen from the evidence depository. And it just seems weird. And like the whole I'm not like the other ghost faces, I'm different. That's almost a line for line from my 2018 fan film. So it's just weird stuff like that, man. It's weird stuff about this killer. And in our fan film, Ghostface's whole point is that he doesn't want to be caught. He wants the franchise to be rebooted, but he can't successfully reboot it until he wipes out the original cast. He doesn't want to get caught. He doesn't want to reveal himself. He doesn't want to do any of that weird punchy stuff other Ghostfaces have done. He wants to remain anonymous as just straight up Ghostface. So I'm not sure if this movie's going to play out like that. Probably not, especially considering I sought out that spoiler and watched that spoiler. And unless it's an intentionally leaked spoiler, it's not really the real spoiler used in the film. I know how the movie ends, and it's not how my fan film goes. So anyways, there's a lot of stuff like that in our fan film about, I'm not like the other ones, I'm different, having the original mask or one of them, taking stuff from the evidence depositories, having a shrine of other killers, just weird stuff like that. Again, I wanted to make this video not to say, oh, Paramount Pictures ripped off my $100 fan film. That wasn't the point. I just wanted to sort of throw this out there and say, wouldn't it be fucking weird if they did take a cue or two from our film? Because again, these ideas, to me at least, aren't like obvious story fodder you would go with necessarily in a sequel, like the shrine, the original Mask, all that stuff. It's just like, it's a weird coincidence, 5 years removed from our fan film. It's just, I wanted to make the video and address it because I have gotten quite a bit of messages, not like a whole lot, but at least probably 7 or 8 of them. And to me, that's a lot. People saying, this seems really similar to yours, and what's going on, and did they steal your idea? And a friend of mine actually said, they probably stole your idea. And they probably didn't. I don't think Paramount or the writers or the producers ripped off 2018's Ghostface, but the similarities are not only cool, also very strange. So I guess, remains to be seen. We'll see next week or the week after, whenever I decide to go see this film. I'm not in a rush to see this fucking movie. I am not going to see it on opening night, probably. Maybe I'll see it in a matinee on Friday. I don't know, whatever. I'll see it when I see it. I'm not in a huge rush to see Scream 6, but yeah, weirder things have happened. Thank you so much for hanging out, and as always, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell to stay informed on all things TobattoVision. And if for some reason you just can't get enough of me and want more, check out my other YouTube channels as well, and feel free to hit me up on social media, where stuff really gets weird. I'll see you next time.